I want to make the apple cinnamon muffins. These are the ingredients for the apple cinnamon muffins. So in today's video, it's all about different delicious flavors of muffins that I've made at home. And I realized that if you're the kind of person who likes to make muffins and you're kind of tired of making the same old thing, vanilla, I'll just put all my favorite muffin recipes in one place for you. And stay tuned because this video is going to take a very interesting turn at the end. Because we're going to do a throwback. You will not believe how things have changed. But for starters, let's start with this apple cinnamon muffin. Like, is there any other better flavor than apples and cinnamon together? I think not. And one thing you realize, making muffins takes different types of formulas. Like in this formula, I'm first using the creaming method where I'm creaming my margarine or butter with the sugar. Then once it's nice and fluffy, then I'm adding the eggs and the vanilla. And then at last, I'm going to put in the dried ingredients, which is of course the flour and the baking powder. Now, there are other types of muffin recipes that call for first you mix all your wet ingredients and then you mix all your dry ingredients and then you bring them together. So it just depends on the kind of muffin that you're making. But for me, I think, and I think I've said this before, this whole creaming method, you guys, I could do without it. I could so do without it because mixing the sugar and the margarine until they get fluffy, if you don't have a hand mixer, it takes so much energy. But yeah, sometimes you just have to do it if you want to have yummy muffins at the end. And also one thing you'll find that we have been discussing over the span of a few months is various ways in which if you are interested, you could make some money on the side. Like if you're a busy working mom or you're just a stay-at-home mom and you want to like start a side hustle. And I found selling baked goods. You guys remember the video we did where our kids sold baked goods and they made quite enough money? Selling baked goods is so good. It's just a skill and people will always eat no matter how bad the economy is. So I find like in this video, you can learn how to make like various different types of muffins if you are so inclined. And then, I'll tell you guys a story of a lady who was doing baking at work and how well it turned out for her. But first of all, I just want to say that to get a really nice topping, I am flavoring the muffins with sugar mixed with cinnamon on top, and this adds such a nice coating. So unfortunately, we forgot to take a clip of the finished product, but this is a photo, so you can see how it looks like. Really yummy. And I'm making coconut flavored muffins. So those are going to be, of course, delicious. And what I need for these is desiccated coconut. I need some baking powder. I need milk. I wish I had coconut milk, but I don't. But I do have coconut cream, and I'm going to put this like 2 tablespoons, okay? Just to give it extra coconut flavor. I need some sugar, salt, flour, an egg, and some coconut oil, all right? Which I'm going to melt. Again, I'm making a huge batch of this, so I'll just start whipping them up, and as some are baking, I'm making the others so that we can get this done. So I want to start with the wet ingredients. I'm doubling the mixture, so I'm putting 2 eggs here. Melted coconut oil. Again, if I had vanilla essence, I'd have put 2 teaspoons, but you know, today is that day. So my wet ingredients done. So the dry ingredients, we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. 2, 3. And then we have 1 cup of sugar. But I always say sugar is, by the way, it is so relative to you. You can reduce it if you don't like things that are too sweet. I'm putting 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 teaspoon of salt, like that. 1 cup of desiccated coconut. I feel like I am highly overestimating this bowl. Let me just get my white ones. So my dry ingredients are well mixed. Then just pour in my wet ingredients. You guys, this butter is too hard. What is this? So I'm adding another 1/2 cup of milk. So let's just say for the whole recipe, I've used 2 cups of milk, not 1 cup. And I think what made the difference is the desiccated coconut. It was quite a bit of it. So if I was just making normal muffins, I think that amount of milk would be enough. But the desiccated coconut, you know, is dry. So, yeah. We live, we learn, guys. So this is the consistency we are going for, okay? Again, when you're baking, I feel like one of the best flavors is anything coconut based. Coconut is just such a delicious flavor, whether you're making drinks, like you're making, you remember that the yogurt we made recently, whether that's what you're making or you're baking anything, coconut is such a fantastic flavor. And sprinkling this desiccated coconut on top of the muffins, let me tell you guys, these are the kind of muffins that we're doing today that you present them to your people and people go like, wow, you should open a bakery, okay? You are such an expert and all that. Yeah, you're welcome. So these came out so fantastic. And yes, when you look at them on top, you might think like that they're not really flavored. They're just regular muffins. But the coconut flavor of them all. This with a cup of coffee. Excuse me. Yum. Now, I want to show you a fantastic muffin base that you can use to make sort of like any sort of flavors of muffins, okay? So what you do, this is like what I was telling you guys before. First, you mix your wet ingredients on the side. and then your dry ingredients on the side, and then you bring the two together. And by the way, if you want to get the measurements and everything for this recipe, everything is going to be on our website. I'm going to link them down below, because yeah, you need to know, like, baking is an art, so you need to know how to measure the wheat versus the baking powder versus the egg versus the oil. So all that is going to be on our website, okay? But what I love about this base is that once everything is mixed, the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, then I can flavor it however I want. I actually separated this batter into two. So one batter I'm making blueberry muffins. I had this idea of putting a little bit of blue food coloring together with the muffins, because they need to look like blueberry muffins, you know. And on the other half, as you'll see in a few minutes, I'm going to make them chocolate chip flavored muffins one way. I'm also going to show you a different way to make a different type of chocolate chip muffins. But this was so good, you guys. You guys just wait and see. So this came out so well, you guys. Already, like, this is, you guys, me, I'm so passionate about learning skills. Like, if you could just learn how to do this, you feel like you have conquered the world. Like, 1 minute there were no muffins in your house, and then you checked into the kitchen, and then voila, guys are enjoying delicious blueberry muffins. And now let's make the chocolate chip muffins. So it's the same batter that we used before. I just put the chocolate chips and bake. Now I owe you guys a story. I was telling you guys about this friend of mine from work who started this amazing side hustle of baking. And what she would do, I didn't know that she does that, but she came to work one day, we met, and then she was like, oh, I have something for you, and then goes into her bag and removes this humongous chocolate muffin. It was so delicious. And then to someone else, like, she gave cookies. To another person, she gave a sliced cake. As in, like, she would just come to work with free samples upon free samples, and her cakes were so good. And so guess anytime anyone wanted to buy cake at work, guess who they went to? Of course, they went to the chick who's always bringing us free samples, and we have tasted her work, and it was so yummy. I actually bought for her several birthday cakes for my kids before we started making our own cakes. So yeah, I mean, you guys, and all she would do was just make the muffins or whatever samples, bring them to us, and she was making some good coin. So what I'm doing here, I'm using buttercream frosting for my muffins. Again, this is so easy to make, you guys. Literally, I just take margarine, or you can use butter if you are so inclined. And then I put sifted powdered sugar or icing sugar, mix. That's it. If it's too thick, I add a little bit of milk. That's it. And then put whatever color I want. And let me tell you, can you see how these muffins, I'm even calling them cakes now. Can you see how the muffins are looking so professionally done? For the blueberry ones, I'm putting a bit of blueberries on top, and for the chocolate chip ones, I want to put like chocolate frosting on top. A little bit of sprinkles, and wow. Let me know in the comment section which of these is your favorite flavor of muffins, and which one you have tried or which one you'll be trying. And as you can see, sometimes you don't always need like the paper. You see the paper? It reminds me. That paper, that's the baking muffin paper. Do you remember when you were young? Let me know if this was you. We would eat the muffins. Back then we used to call them queen cake. And then after we were done, we would proceed to eat the paper that baked. Why? I don't know. But I know that these muffins look amazing. Oh my goodness. I would pay good money for this one. For those who might be interested, I bought these muffin cake carriers when I had traveled to the States. They were at Dollar Tree. Literally bought them for $1.25. They come in so handy, like when I'm going for potlucks and I'm taking muffins. Amazing. So now I want to make some Christmas muffins. Yes, this is such a throwback, you guys. Yes, we might as well call today Throwback Thursday because what? Just look at our kitchen. This was many years ago, you guys. But I just went through all of my footage and I had to put this one in because one, can you believe that Christmas is almost here? Like what? Okay. And also number two, I mean it's a timeless recipe. You're going to love this regardless of what color the kitchen was when I made them. Okay. So for me, what makes these Christmas muffins are the spices and the flavors that I'm using. Because I'm using cinnamon and nutmeg, and then I'm also going to add some chocolate in there and some orange rind, not rind. And it just comes out really strong and flavorful. Because remember, also when we made that yogurt flavors video, I remember there was a yogurt flavor there that is orange and chocolate. And that's a flavor that a lot of people sleep on, you guys, okay? It comes out so well. So as you can see here, I'm putting orange juice, orange rind, and chocolate chips. And you guys, you just have to try this for yourself, okay? As you can see, this was even way back when my silicone baking mat was still new and not blemished like in the previous recipes we have seen. And I'm also going to use buttercream frosting for this muffins. But can you guys believe how close it is to Christmas? Like we are in September already, mid-September. I feel like, I don't know, you guys, I feel like saying time is flying is now becoming just another cliche. I don't even know how to say how time has flown this year. Like what? Soon enough it's going to be Christmas and I'm already helping you to figure out what you're going to cook for your families. This will be a yummy dessert or something to serve with tea. You're very welcome. Yes. You might as well just start decorating your house right now. Let me know if you're going to decorate your house for Christmas because I do not have the psych for that. I don't feel like doing it at all. But my children are already planning what colors we're going to be decorating. Okay, but these have come out so beautifully. I have put green marshmallows on top. Gorgeous. I also want to show you a different way of making chocolate chip muffins. This is another oldie throwback recipe. Yes, we can tell the kitchen is all brown. Oh my word. But you know what? We do not despise the days of humble beginnings. Okay? This is where we started, you guys. And yeah, I still think it's a worthwhile recipe. Fantastic. And you try it. You should just try it, okay? So here what I'm doing different is I'm mixing the chocolate chips. Instead of putting them in the batter at the end, I'm actually putting them together with the dried ingredients. And this step will help you if in case you find that when you make your chocolate chip muffins, they're sinking to the bottom. So in this way, you end up coating the chocolate chips with a bit of flour so that when they're inside there, they don't sink, like they remain in place so that they're evenly distributed inside your muffin. All right. This also goes for blueberries or from other things like you're putting inside your baked goods. If you find that they tend to sink, like many of you have also told me in the recipes, just coat them with flour and boom, bam, boom. They will be nice and evenly distributed. Okay. So as you can see, these ones are so nicely distributed, like even on top. It's a bit different from the one we did previously because they were not so evenly distributed, but that's okay. And yeah, fantastic, delicious chocolate chip muffins. And to take it even further, I am serving my people these with a cup of hot chocolate with some floating mushrooms on top. How delicious does this look? This is such a treat. And I love going back to these old videos because my babies are so tiny and they're growing so fast. And yeah, we get to reminisce on different types of muffins that we have eaten over the years. So let me know which one of these was your favorite. And if you want to see how to make different flavored types of yogurt, check out this video over here, and I'll see you over there. Bye.